played great series. Anytime you knock off the top seed, it says that you're a heck of a team. So, we're going to have to be at our best. Well, I think health-wise, when you look at, obviously they lost Hero, but they added Robinson, so it's similar in the sense of the three-point shooting component. And then, Oladipo is a terrific talent, but they've also got Lowry playing more now, and that makes them a lot different. I think, when you look at the way they played during the regular season to where they are now, they average 124 points a game against a really good defensive team. So I think the three-point part of it is really, something that they're doing well, and we're going to have to be at our best in terms of challenging shots.
You obviously know Jimmy's game better than anybody, and you know it can't be one guy who's going to stop him. But what is the key in your mind to slowing him down?
Well, I think, there's nothing he can't do because of it's not just the shot making, it's the ability to, get into the paint, make plays, get to the line. You have to be disciplined against them, but also his shot creation. So, your team has to be locked into, the things that he's doing. You have to have an awareness, and you can't gift him free throws, and you got to have good body position against them, and you got to guard them with your team. But they're a lot more than just Jimmy. You look at it, what Bam does, and you look at all the things that Kyle Lowry provides. They can break you down off the dribble. They can shoot the three. They can rebound the ball. They're very aggressive defensively.
You faced them all, Kobe, LeBron, in playoff series. Can you remember a guy who sort of picked everything up the way Jimmy has in his slap, the way he's shooting the three, even the regular season has changed, and was on this much of a roll and sort of all?
Yeah, I think he's at an elite level. And it's not just what he's doing for himself, but it's what he does for the team. And I think when you go back and you look at the wings that have been like that, like they put enormous pressure on you, but you can't overcommit. You got to be disciplined. You can't have a steady diet of anything. You got to mix things up. But we got to be aggressive, and we know we have to be aggressive.
How's Julius doing?
Pardon?
How's Julius doing?
He didn't do much today, but he's feeling a little bit better. So go through the rehab, see where he is tomorrow. He's better today than he was yesterday, and that was the big thing. So, we're hopeful.
So we saw him play some shots at the end. Was that
Yeah.
all he did?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he did some cardio work in the pool and lift and some spot shooting. So.
Is it encouraging that Ryan said he went to?
Yeah. So it's see where he is tomorrow. But he moved well today.
You think that Julius, you guys know if the Julius sprain is less severe than the original one that he?
Yeah, the big thing, and that was the initial reaction. So just hopeful and take it day to day. It's the same ankle, so
For people who were around 25 years ago, what does Knicks eat? Playoffs?
yeah, it's great. I think probably the players, they're too young to. Some of them probably weren't even born, So, but for the older people that have been around, it's it's part of the history. It's fun. If you love competition, that's what it's all about.
What are some of your recollections of that time?
Just how fierce it was. The great respect for them. The way they competed. You go back now, and when occasionally you see the game be replayed and the physicality, but it was just great, hard competition. And it was on every play. So then the style of play is a little bit different today than it was then, but it's.
Is there one
But
moment that you will never forget?
oh, Well, I'd say that probably the biggest thing was Allen Houston. I probably wouldn't be here today if that thing didn't roll in. It hit every part of everything.
Think you'd be hanging on some players like?
I mean, when you think about, like, I think that the last series, someone had done a story about, you know, all the technical fouls, flagrant fouls, suspensions, you know, and you look back now and it was, you know, it was great competition. It just really was, and there's nothing better than that.
Your games with Miami were very intense and physical. How do you expect now, with this all on the line, where it's going to go?
Yeah, just, you know, it's sort of the nature of the beast. I think, you know, the playoffs. That's what the playoffs are for. You know, each round is, you know, it's different. You're playing the same team over and over, so just be ready for the challenge. But you don't get distracted and be locked into what wins. And you know, they're the next team, they're the next opponent. Know them well and be ready to go.
You've always said that if you stay around the league long enough, you're going to see a lot of stuff. Having said that, I mean, you've known Jimmy since he came into the league. It's never about one guy versus one guy, but what is it like for you coming into this series knowing that he's the guy that you're going to have to stop?
You know, and I've said this many times. Anyone that you've coached or been around, you know, I always, you know, follow them and support them and want them to do well, except when we play each other. So, you know, I know what he's about. He knows, you know, what we're about. So let's go. Let's see what, you know.
Solskjaer said after the game the other night that Jimmy is almost maniacal and psychotic in his desire to win. Like, is that what you see in his personality?
Well, I think when you look at, you know, intangibles of, you know, winning players, you know, that's one of the main things is competitiveness, you know. And so, you know, your ability to think on your feet, how competitive you are, your drive, your ability to, you know, sustain great effort over a long period of time. Like, those are the things you try to identify in players, you know. So, and that's what drives winning, it drives improvement. And so those are winning characteristics.
Tom, after Minnesota, the time period between Minnesota and here, you said you spent time with different teams. I think you mentioned spending some time down in Miami too. Is that?
No, I just went down there to, like, hang out and relax, hit a couple clubs.
Where'd you go?
To get Jimmy out of the way on day one. When you were in Chicago and you were looking at him in Marquette, I mean, we all see what he is now, but what did you see then that made you?
Yeah, just, you know, and I'll be honest, I didn't see this. You know, I saw the things that stood out were his toughness, you know, competitiveness, played a lot of power forward, you know, so, but when you looked at him and you said, okay, and we, at that time, you know, we had the best team in the league, what I thought was the best team in the league. We had the best record in the league. And so I felt like we were getting a rotation player. You know, I didn't know, you know, how good he would become. And, you know, I think his first year was the lockout year, and, you know, he was playing behind Luol Deng, and really the first opportunity he had to play was here at the Garden. It was midway, Luol was out, and, you know, he had a guard, Mello, and he came in, and I'm like, was talking to the coaches before the game. I said, we're really playing him in the first game, and he was great. So that told me a lot about him right there. And then, you know, each year he just got better and better. So.
I think you said earlier this year when you were in Minnesota scouting Josh, you saw things that reminded you of Jimmy.
Yeah, like the toughness, you know, and the competitiveness and all those things, all the intangibles, you know, playmaking ability of whatever the game needed, the toughness aspect of it, very similar.
That toughness, what you need.
Yep.
Tom, you like to give your teams a mental approach where they're not satisfied, they're not giddy, they feel like they're.
Yeah, that's, you know, that's what hopefully we've been building those habits all year long. You know, that's what you strive for. knowing what you're going to need in the end. So, I think the development each day, the improvement each day, and the focus each day is critical.
You said last week, there's nothing like a big game in the Garden. You've coached everywhere. Did you ever worry that maybe it could never be that good again, the way it was in the past, or is there something about Knicks fans that you said they would?
No, I think like the big thing is just to embrace where you are and to put everything you have into something. Because once you do that, you never worry about any outside stuff. I always believe if we're doing the right things, we'll keep getting better, and when the opportunity comes, we'll be ready. And so that's the way I approach it each and every day. And I felt that the one thing about having young players is that if they're willing to work and sacrifice, that they're going to get better. And that's what our guys have done. They've put a lot into this, and they've gotten a lot better.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Jalen's coming, guys.
Oh, God.
I want to hang there all day. Be here tomorrow.